Hello, good morning. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now with me, Vinny Motiwala, along with me, Cheryl D'Souza as well. Cheryl, a very good morning to you as well, and a very happy Women's Day to you as well.
Absolutely. Good morning, Vinny, and happy Women's Day to you as well, and to all of our viewers who are tuning in. A very happy Women's Day to them as well. And today on ET Now, especially on Buy Now Sell Now, we have an all-women's panel for you to actually help you navigate through this volatile time and also help you take better call on all of your stock holdings. But before we get on to that, let's take a look at what the markets are doing today. And if you look at the markets, resilient performance coming in from Indian markets as compared to that of the weak close that we got from the United States as well as the Asian markets on a very weak footing. You had SGX Nifty that was indicating that we will have a gap down start. Yes, we did start with a sharp negative bias, but from there on, we are trying to recover from the day's lowest point. As you can see, the markets now just barely in that negative territory. You have Nifty that at one point in time surpassed the 17,700 mark as well. Nifty Bank also is holding on to mild bit of losses. Like I said, nothing to be perturbed about given the fact that we've been very resilient as compared to the global peers. Talking about the list of gainers on the index today, you have Adani Enterprises, Bajaj Auto, L&T as well as Britannia that are among the top Nifty gainers. Along with that, add to that list, even Adani Ports is also holding on to good gains. But on the flip side, you have pressure in Bajaj Finance, Hindalco, Sun Pharma, Infosys. They are the ones that are actually losing out in today's trading session. Let's take a closer look at the sectoral indices and what they're doing. You have Realty Index that once again under immense pressure, 1% downtick coming in for the Realty Index. You have Nifty IT Index that is also seeing pressure about 0.7%. Metal Pharma also seeing some sort of a downtick in today's trading session. But on the flip side is the Power Index that's holding on to good gains. You have oil and gas also that's actually holding the fort. Along with that is also FMCG. So that's the way how the markets are looking like. Resilient performance coming in from Indian markets. Right now, we are near the day's highest point for the benchmark indices. You have Nifty that is trying to surpass the 17,700 mark. So yes, so far, good day looks like it for at least for Indian markets when you compare it to the global peers, Avini.
Absolutely, but today on that note, let's bring on board our experts, and we have Forum Chedda joining with us, while Shaina Mukaddam also joining with us this morning. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining with us on Buy Now Sell Now, and firstly, a happy Women's Day to both of y'all as well. And Forum, I'm going to start with you in terms of what we're seeing in terms of the markets coming in, the volatility that is there. As in, what should one be doing? Where are you seeing the markets actually move from here on? What should we be expecting in terms of the Nifty?
Well, first, happy Women's Day to you all and every woman out there. And thank you very much for having me on the show. To begin with, yes, lately we've seen a lot of volatility overall in the market since I think the December highs, what we've seen, and after that, we've just moved lower. And this Feb month has been extremely volatile from the day of the budget till the last day of Feb. That from those lows to the 28th of Feb, we've almost been at the same level. So we've seen a lot of volatility out there. So even right now, what we see, what currently I am analyzing or technically on the chart is that we are in a very broad consolidation range. It's more of like a downward sloping channel, and right now we are very much midway. So even on Friday, rather on Monday, we've seen a lot of profit booking that happened. So which is indicating not too much like strength, or maybe there's a bit of nervousness as well. So it's more of quick profits being booked. And then at the same time, where investors are concerned from a longer term perspective, they are looking at a lot of buying opportunities. On the level front, talking about it, that 17,300, where it coincides with the 200-day moving average, or along with that, we've seen the recent lows that remains a very strong support levels. And on the higher side, initially, we may face some resistance closer to level of 17,800 for the near term. And on the broader perspective, 18,100 or 18,000 is the resistance zone. Only a move above that on a weekly closing basis, we'll be able to see some bullish momentum out there.
All right, so those are the levels to watch out for Nifty. A very good morning to you, Forum. Also, welcome aboard. This is the first time that you've been part of Buy Now Sell Now, at least in this avatar. And very good morning to you as well, Shahina. Thank you so much for joining us on the special edition of Buy Now Sell Now. And equity investment has once upon a time it was seen a very risk averse. People would not want to invest in equity markets. They would find it very risky. And it's so amazing to see so many women now who've turned investors. to see them now invest in market quite openly. We get a lot of viewer queries also, especially from women who are actually investing in markets, and both of y'all are very much in the field. Y'all both are experts in your domain. So I want to know, Shahina, what actually prodded you to get into fundamental analysis of equity markets? Was this something that you always wanted to do, or this just came by chance?
Well, happy Women's Day to all the wonderful women on this panel and all your viewers, men and women. Happy Women's Day. Having said this, yes, this is, I mean, after clearing my CA, I was wondering which field to get into. So I joined in actually in taxation. It was just by chance that I started doing research, and, 1 month into it, and I was like, this is my career. So I was lucky to have found my, chosen field very early in my career, and I never looked back. And it's been like decades, but it's been one of the most exciting careers that one can have. And I'm very passionate about equities, so I think I will continue for as long as I can.
Right, and Foram, I'm going to come to you with the same question. What was your story behind this? How did you get into this? And also, if you could give some suggestion and tips to our women investors as well in terms of what should they be doing to, actually boost their portfolio, become more financially independent as well.
Well, to start off with, technical analysis was something very new when I also started learning about it, and I was just reading randomly some books and then just searching for it in case there was any professional course to do after my graduation. And I was working at that time in a branding field, and simultaneously I picked up technicals and then did my CMT, that started market technician. And since then I had worked as a relationship manager, as a technical analyst, equity advisor, and now here I am running my own advisory. And when it comes to guiding also, I am myself learning, as well as a lot to learn from every woman out there, or rather I would say every person. And when it comes to just investing, be it financially, how they can take care of it, it's like, I would say we are very good. Women are very good with saving, as well as I think investments. So far, it was very narrow to gold, but now coming into the equity market also, I have noticed that there is a lot of participation as well. So I think it is women are walking in the right direction when it comes to a very diverse portfolio, or I can say a very diverse investment. And yes, I guess equity is one of the fields that one should be definitely looking into it. It can be mutual funds are there, but this is one segment to independently explore as well.
Absolutely, one segment to explore as well. But yes, for all of them out there, especially let's talk about our journey as well, because we both come from a very different or diverse platform. I know that, Vinny, you've done your CA, isn't it?
Yes, I had given till my finals and all, yes, but then worked in CA audit for 10 years and then almost just landed up here. It was by chance, it was not something that I'd planned coming in here, but yes, more than happy being here and started the journey here, then research analyst and now anchoring as well. So interesting journey there for me as well.
Absolutely. All of us have a very diverse, yes, I plan to be a journalist, so basically I completed, but I have actually done my major in history, which not too many know of it.
Oh.
So yes, I have done a single major, I have a degree in history, but yes, it's by chance, but it's something that we both enjoy doing, actually,
we love
isn't
doing it as well. I think all four of us sitting here right now do love doing it as well, what we are doing right now.
Absolutely. But on that note, and that positive note, that you can do whatever you want to till you have that grit, and also the fact that if you're focused in your life, you can achieve whatever you want to. And on that note, we slip into a break. But when we come back, we'll take all of your viewer queries. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and this is the show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. We are live we are live on YouTube, Facebook, as well as Twitter, and you can connect to us on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing shortly on the top of your screen. Do mention your name, the stock you're looking to invest in. If you're already invested, then do mention the buy price as well as the quantity and the time horizon that you're looking to hold a particular counter. That will help our experts help you better. And today on the show, we have our experts. We have Foram, who will be guiding you on the technical side, as well as we have Shahina on the fundamentals. Once again, good morning to both of you all. And Shahina, coming to you, the markets actually, if you see today's market performance by the Indian markets, we've been pretty resilient compared to what the rest of the globe was doing. In such a volatile or uncertain environment, what should investors do or retail investors do to make sure their wealth is protected?
We have a couple of headwinds that could, possibly keep the market in a range-bound situation. We have the Fed, which is likely to continue to increase rates, and in fact, rates across the board are likely to go up, which is likely to see the market to remain in a consolidation range for some time now, a couple of quarters now. So, what I would suggest is that equity has always been a long-term outperformer. So, investors can continue to invest, but be selective. Please do not leverage. And also, in terms of stock selection, I would prefer being in large caps with strong managements and hold it for the long term.
Okay, that's advice coming in from Shaina. But let's get started with all your stock related queries, and you can send us your queries either on our YouTube link or even our Twitter page and the WhatsApp number that will be flashing on your screens as well. So let's get started on forum. The first query I have is coming in from Padma Siva Rao, and she's from Bangalore. She's wishing us a happy Wednesday. Same to you as well, Padma Siva Rao. Hope you have a great day. And forum, this one is on BHEL. She wants to know, is it the right time to buy this one, this stock for a medium to long term or a short to long term? She's not mentioned the time period actually.
Okay. So well, with a long-term perspective, it is absolutely fine to start investing, but I would suggest that not to go all out and buy in one go, but rather buy it in tranches. So from current levels of around 77 also, one can look at buying a small quantity considering 25 to 30% and look for a bit of a retracements or a little lower level closer to a level of 73 to between 72 and 73 where one can look at adding in. But with a longer term perspective, no doubt one can look at buying the stock.
Coming from Samrat, and he's writing to us on Reliance Industries. Shaina, he's saying he has 100 shares of Reliance, which he purchased at 2,167 rupees per share. He's saying that he's not seen much of growth. I believe when he says growth, he means in the stock price performance. But for the medium to long term, how does Reliance Industries look to you? Should he even get worried the fact that it has not seen a huge price momentum of late?
Well, I think with the rest of the market, it is in a consolidation phase. I would not be too worried about it. I think most of the the verticals in Reliance are doing well, including Geo, the retail. I think all of them are doing well. I would continue holding it, and I would look for a target of somewhere close to about 2,600 over the medium term.
Okay, Forum, the next query is on Zen Technologies, and this one is from coming in from Madhbhai Chandra. They're holding 30 shares of Zen Technologies at a buying price of 270 rupees. Can they look to accumulate more? Should they be averaging it out or just hold on to it?
Well, Zen Technologies was into a very long consolidation in the last couple of months, and recently, I think in the last month itself, we've seen a very good upside momentum that's picked up. But that consolidation range was quite broad, and 220 was the resistance. From there on, we've seen a good up move last month. So it almost achieved its near-term target. So I would suggest that not to add in more at current levels, but wait for some more time. It can take probably a few days to nearly a month for the stock price to retrace and pull off and consolidate at a lower level. So a level between around 230 to around 228 is the level that one should be looking at adding. That's the safe level, but not at current levels. If they have it, they can continue holding on to the current holding what they have.
This one also is coming your way, Forum, and this one is from Amarjeet. He has 400 shares of Campus Activewear, which he's purchased at 371 rupees per share. He purchased this about 20 days back, and he was expecting a 15% return on this particular counter. He's saying the stock did go up till 416, but he chose not to sell it then. Now he wants to know at what price should he look to sell it. Should he look to actually sell it right now, wait for some more time or for another week? He's saying his total time horizon of holding this counter was only 30 days. So out of the 30 days, 20 days have already passed. So in the next 10 days, what should his move be?
Well, that's a very limited time of holding, especially when you have a stock something like this. Yeah, he did not sell it at that point of time, but it's just purely consolidating. There is nothing really too much of, I would say, momentum that is picking up currently in campus activewear. So even if he's just looking for 10 days or something like that, he should get a price closer to 415, between 415 to 420, where he can look at selling it. And at the same time, what he can do is just maintain a stop loss below 390. But he should be getting it in the next 10 days because it's merely consolidating and the range is quite wide. So he can get an opportunity to sell at a better price.
China, the next query is from RK, and this one is on Century Ply and ABFR. They're holding these two stocks currently and they're making a loss. They're holding it for the last 1 year approximately. So now should they look to sell both these stocks and buy something like a macro tech developers, or should they be increasing the exposure in DLF? That's the query.
Well, I think Century Ply looks weakish as of now. I mean, I think both are connected in a way, but I would think DLF looks better at the current levels compared to Century Ply, so he can make a shift.
All right. This next one is coming in from Santi on Best Agro. Now he wants a technical as well as a fundamental view on this particular counter, given the fact that he wants to look to buy a fresh, and he wants to know if the risk reward opportunity is favorable over the longer term for this particular counter. What's your take on this one, Shahina? I'll come to you right after I ask Shahina on this forum. What's your take on Best Agro? Because off late we've seen a lot of interest picking up on this particular counters. You had some marquee names also actually enter this counter. So Shahina, have you been able to check the fundamentals of the company, and what's your view on this one?
Well, no, I really don't know about the fundamentals, so I would give it a pass.
On the charts, how does Best Agro look to you? Do you think that if somebody wants to invest and buy a fresh, is this level attractive, or should they wait?
I would suggest rather wait, because we've seen quite a steep decline also in the past few weeks, I would say rather months. And after a high of nearly 1700 and that's a 1775, we've seen a very steep decline. So I would rather suggest to wait for few more weeks. That is a close only above 1225, that's 1225. A weekly closing above that can only trigger some bullishness. Otherwise, till then, not too much of bullish momentum is really expected.
Okay. I'm going to come to you, Shaina, and the next query is from Sudhir from Hyderabad. This one is on LN Electronics. They're holding 1,000 shares of LN Electronics at 235 rupees. They're holding it for a period or so. They can wait for 1 more year. Should they hold or exit?
I don't track this stock, sorry.
Okay. Forum, you have any view on this one? LN Electronics?
LN Electronics.
ELIN. LN.
Okay, got it.
Any view on this?
Just no view really. It's clearly in a downtrend in which should be avoided.
All right. So that's the view coming in on Ellen. Yes, and also given the fact that it's a recently listed counter, so it'll be difficult to get a technical analysis on that one. But on that note, we'll actually slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. We'll give our experts a breather and we will take one too. But viewers, you don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now, and let's continue taking all of your stock-related queries. And this one is coming from Swayam Chopra, and this one is for you, Forum. He wants a view on GNFC 560 call options at about 18.5. He has about 5 lots. What should he do with this one?
Well, he can continue holding on to it, and in fact, it's trending very well. Considering the cash segment of it, looking at the cash levels of 566 currently, the stock price is likely to continue moving up higher, closer to a level of 577 to around 579, where he can look at booking his profits. And at the same time, I would suggest him to maintain stop losses from the current levels itself. So considering from the cash segment levels, any level below the around 548, he should be looking at moving out of the stock. But for now, it's clearly a hold.
Shaina, Vijay Lakshmi from Chennai wants a fundamental view on ONGC. They are holding 200 shares at 145. So how is it looking fundamentally, and should they look to hold, sell, average? What's the view?
Yeah, I think ONGC is looking good as of now. Oil prices are stable, and I think even from here on, there's a good level that he can look out for. I would continue holding the stock.
Okay, this one has come from Satya, and Satya wants a stock recommendation from both of y'all for the year, and also if y'all could help with the recommended price to buy and also the target. So, Forum, you want to go first?
To start off with, if I don't know if he's comfortable with holding on to the large cap or from a mid cap segment, but I will share two. One is from the large cap, that is clearly Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, if you look at it, that it's has a very strong support levels at 2,300. It's tested couple of times, and it's not that before that in 2020 it was facing that kind of a resistance there, which it took off later on a year later. So again, those levels are being tested very well and holding up. So very safe entry levels. He can look at buying at a level of closer to 2,370 to 2,375. Stop losses below 2,290 and can look for a higher target of closer to 2,500 to around 2,550. And the next one is HG Infra, which is quite an interesting stock. It has recently already seen some kind of a movement, but it's a very good increase in volumes when you look at it technically, forming higher tops, higher bottoms, so very well in the uptrend. So he can look at buying at current levels and maintain a stop loss. Currently, the stock price is trading at around 766, sorry, and maintain a stop loss below 740 and look for a target of closer to 820.
Yeah, I'm sure you're lucky because you got two recommendations coming in from Forum, Reliance as well as HD Infra. And Shahina, will you go with one or are you also going to give him two?
Let me also go with two. So the large cap would be ITC. Of course, it's done very well the last couple of quarters. I think the good run is likely to continue. I see a medium term target of about closer to 450, a medium to longer term target. All segments are going well, and I think the cash cow, which is Signet, is also doing pretty well as of now. Valuations, of course, is one of the best in the segment, FMCG segment. So I would recommend buying ITC. And in the mid cap space, I will go with Reddington. It's a very attractively valued leader in its space, and there the current price around 172. So I would see a target of close to 200 in the medium term. So this is my mid cap pick.
Okay, surely an exciting day, and I think every viewer will be wanting every day to be a Women's Day for stock recommendations just in one question. So yes, very exciting. But let's move on. And forum, Sandeep has a query on Eicher Motors. They're holding 18 shares at 3,450 rupees. What's your view for this one for the next couple of months?
For a couple of months, overall, the trend of Eicher Motors is sidewards. It had a very, I would say, more it was in a downtrend since November. It stabilized since end of December, and still it has been more in a sidewards. So the trend has changed from down to sidewards, and it continues to remain. So it has support levels closer to level of around 3090. So any price move below those levels should be a clearly exit. For now, it's a hold. The stock price can move up to a level closer to around 3,300. So that's where if they want to hold on for some more time, it's absolutely fine. Or otherwise, they can look at those levels of booking profits between 3,300 to 3,350.
Okay, this one is coming in from Rajesh Maheshwari. He's writing to us from Indore, and he wants the short to medium term outlook on Petronet LNG. He's saying he has 400 shares at a price of around 255 rupees per share, but he's been holding this for a longer period of time. Shaheen, I'll come to you with this query. What should he do? Continue to hold on to Petronet LNG, or should he look to exit this one or add some more?
He can continue holding on to Petronet LNG. It looks pretty decent. I think volumes are also looking up. And again, as LNG prices remain stable, I think they should do well. He can continue holding as well as if he wants, he can add. But definitely with this type of market, I would prefer if he adds at declines.
Forum, Puneet has bought SBI 560 call option at 16 rupees. What should they be doing?
Well, continue holding on to it. And from a cash perspective, the levels of around 570 to around 575 should be a level to book profits. And at the same time, it is always advisable to maintain a stop loss. So stop loss should be below the levels of 555 on a cash segment basis.
Okay, this one is coming in from Madhuri, and this one is also for you actually, Forum. She wants to know how is the chart for Kotak Mahindra Bank and UPL looking at this juncture. She's saying that her investment has been static for a long time. Do you envisage any breakouts in both of them, or should Madhuri look to exit and invest in another counter?
Well, both Kotak Mahindra Bank as well as UPL, if we look at it from a very long perspective, they have been in a very wide consolidation and more sidewards. It has been now tapering when it comes to narrowing it down to the price action, but at the same time, not too much of like a momentum is really expected. Considering Kotak Bank has comparatively underperformed when we even look at it from when we compare it with the benchmark index. But I would suggest that rather from Kotak Mahindra Bank, she can look at switching and continue to hold on to UPL. UPL overall is quite a volatile stock. So from here on also, if she's getting a good level at around 800 levels, she can look at booking profits or switching from there on.
Okay, on that note, we're going to step into a very short break. Viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll be continuing with your stock-related queries after this break. Welcome back, and you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's keep it going with your stock-related queries. Forum, the next one is coming in from Kabir Bedi. This one is on Hero MotoCorp. They're holding 150 shares at 2,485 rupees. What should they be doing? What's the short-term view? A 1-month time period view, actually, to be precise.
Okay, so actually, Hero MotoCorp had technically had given a breakout from a consolidation pattern as on the 24th of Feb, and after that we saw the next day itself it was down by nearly 2%. So and right now it's clearly consolidating. Since it's been very close to the cost price currently, I would suggest that even if it moves above a level closer to 2,500 to 2,510. They should look at exiting it or booking their profits rather. And at the same time, the stop loss should be placed below 2439.
Okay, this one is coming in from Leon, and this one is for you, Shahina. He has IOC. He's holding about 1,200 shares at a price of 82 rupees per share. He wants to know what the future looks like for IOC. Do you think it is a better bet among the other OMCs for him to stay put with this one for the longer period of time, or even for the medium term?
Well, for the medium term, the stock does look good. I believe with higher volumes and stable prices, I think with the oil prices having come down and remain stable, IOC should do well. But I think ONGC looks better at current point in time compared to IOC.
Forum, we have Nageshwar, I beg your pardon, who's bought one lot of Nifty at 17,600 put option at 25 rupees. What should they be doing with this? What's your view?
It's very, if you look at it, Nifty, even right now, it's today for the day also, it's been quite range bound, nothing really much happening. We've seen just a recovery, and then again, now we are down by around almost 40 to 50 odd points. So I would suggest that continue to hold on to it and just maintain like today's high as a stop loss. And can on the Nifty spot prices around 17,000. 500 and closer to between 17,570 is where they can look at booking profits.
Okay, this one's from Jay Krishnan. He wants a entry level for Dixon Tech for the medium term for him.
Dixon Technologies overall in the past few trading sessions has picked up some kind of a volume. So there is some kind of a small bullishness, although the overall trend has been down. So the entry levels should be closer to around 2850 to 2860.
Okay, the next query, Shaina, we have is coming in from Kamal from Spain, and this one is on Ease My Trip planners, and they're holding 3,000 shares at 87 rupees approximately. For a long term, how is it looking like? Should they continue to hold it?
Yeah, I would continue to hold it. While he may see a bit of consolidation, I think the fundamentals remain very strong. And this consolidation is more because of the large number of bonuses that they have given in the last 1 year. I would continue holding this, it's fundamentally a strong stock.
Wants to know about if his strategy is right or no. Shahina, a few days ago, he moved money from Muthoot to Krishna Diagnostics. He wants to know whether this move made sense and should he look to add some more of Krishna Diagnostics in his portfolio, and also if yes, at what levels?
I think I would prefer being in financial segment rather than the diagnostic segment as of now. We've seen a lot of decline in margins, to put it like that. So I would prefer being in the financial segment. NBFCs also look better. So in fact, I would prefer him switch to a pure bank or maybe a FMCG stock like I'd already recommended.
On that note, let's get started with the rapid fire and forum. I'm going to start with you. The first query is on Tata Power. Amal wants to know what are the levels that they should keep an eye out on going forward for the short term?
Well, they can look on the higher side, closer to a level between 214 to 215, where there is resistance, and if they're holding on to it, they can book profits. And at the same time, maintain a stop loss below levels of 208.
Okay, a viewer wants to know about Tata Elxsi. Given the fact that it's seen a sharp fall from those elevated levels, China, does it make sense to accumulate right now?
Yes, he can, but please buy declines, because even at current levels, the stock looks a bit expensive.
Okay, we have Divya, who's a relatively new investor. She's holding 400 shares of State Bank of India and 200 shares of ICICI Bank. Should she switch the number of shares and decrease SBI and increase ICICI for the long term, Shaina?
Yes, I would think so.
Okay,
I think private sector looks better than the PSU.
Alright, Sandeep is holding Eicher Motors 18 shares at a price of 3,450 rupees per share for the next 1 to 2 months. How does the stock look to you, Forum?
There was just a recent query that we were talking and discussed about. So overall, it's fine that they can continue holding on to it, and one should look at maintaining a stop loss only below the levels of 3090, and look at booking some profits at a level closer to 3,300 to 3,350.
Okay, Shaina, the viewer wants your view on Hudco and HDFC Life. They are currently making a loss of around 10 to 15% on both these stocks. What should they be doing?
I would exit Hudco, but I would continue holding HDFC.
Alright, this one is from Indu. Wants to know about a correct entry point for TD Power for a positional trade. What's your take, Forum?
TD Power overall, it's a good chart, and in fact today it had given a good breakout also. So in case somebody would have technically looked at buying the stock from the current levels itself, and ideally the stock price can retrace a little closer to level of 150. So that would be a good entry level to get into the stock with a stop loss of below 146, and look for a higher target closer to 165 to 167.
Alright, and with that, we actually come to the end of the rapid fire as well as queries. Thank you so much, Shaina, as well as Forum, for joining us on the show, for sharing your experiences, your life goals, as well as what should one do in this particular market scenario, as well as resolving all of our viewer queries. And viewers, as we wrap up this special edition of a Buy Now, Sell Now, you've seen the faces in front of the camera, but you've not got the chance to see the faces behind the camera, the entire women's strength here at ET Now. So take a look at that as we wrap up this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. We will see you tomorrow.